Hello, welcome to the Division Let's Talk. You've got Apps and the mysterious Chappers, who's making his debut here on Dimp Digital. And for those of you who don't know, Chappers built dimpdigital.com. So head over to there and you can see some of his handiwork there. And we're gonna get you on the podcast shortly so you can give a proper introduction. But we're here to talk about the Division, aren't we? And
Yep.
we've had a beta that's taken place this weekend. Before we start talking about the beta itself, I mean, how hyped up were you to play a Division? Was this one of your kind of games that you'd highlighted at the start of the year, thinking I want to give that a go?
It must have just been start of the year, I think. I went 0 to 60 on it in about a week. I think
Right.
my friend told us about it, shared a couple of videos with us,
Mm.
and yeah, my intrigue just went through the ceiling, really. I think the one that really got us the video was um, they done about the dark zone. It kind of
Yeah.
had it where they were tracking through as the team, and then the other team joined, and then there was the mysterious kind of
Sure.
shall we not shooting thing,
And
and
yeah.
it just kind of reminded me a lot of the good times we had on GTA 5 on the maps and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's that kind of mystery of where shouldn't you really kind of got us going, but
Yeah. No, I mean
yeah.
it's certainly an interesting dynamic. I mean, how much time do you think you've put into the beta so far?
I probably had 4 or 5 hours, I think,
Yeah.
over 3 sessions,
Right. Okay.
and yeah, and I kind of started feeling a bit limited about what the character could do. Obviously, being a beta, and
Yeah.
I just thought, right, I can being a dad gamer, I can save these hours into the good book and
Yeah. Yeah.
redeem them in March when it comes out properly. So
Yeah. Absolutely. So, I mean, have you been playing this mostly with other people, like online, in a group of you, or have you been doing it solo, or a bit of both?
yeah, there was my friend and then a friend of a friend, and
Sure.
then I've done a bit of solo as well. Although that was harder to keep focused on
Yeah.
it.
What you're doing, yeah, I
Yeah,
found that as well. Let's get straight into it then. So, I mean, let's do the mechanics first of all. You know, that's the easiest thing to start with. It's a shameless kind of cover-based shooter, isn't it? I think it even says when you open the intro up, this is a cover-based shooter. Um, how did you find the cover mechanics and the shooting mechanics for this particular title?
I still felt the cover mechanics had the same problems as the earlier Gears of Wars I played, where you could still get yourself into a certain corner, and you're always facing the wrong way. You know,
Yeah,
you kind of pop out of cover and you're shooting right, everyone else is left.
yeah, yeah,
I personally love a cover-based shooter because
mm.
I'm terrible at shooters.
Yeah.
So anywhere I can
I
hide
agree.
behind a box and get some health back, and
Yeah,
just like remember what the buttons are.
chill out and just get away from it all.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah, yeah.
hide.
I mean, there was a moment when we went back to do one of the harder missions, and I
Mm.
think I was hiding just to go, like, recover me health a little bit and take
Yeah.
stock of what was going on. And the other two mates had cleared the room, so I think that kind of happens more often than not, unfortunately. But I think that felt very sleek. The running into objects, running over
Yeah.
objects. It kind of I didn't find myself in an uncomfortable position too often. I don't think.
No, I really like the whole point of moving from cover to cover. You kind of point to where you want to go and hold A, and you'll sprint to that next bit of cover rather than
Yeah,
having to pop out, run to it, and manually drop back in. It will seamlessly dart you into that nearby cover, which I found very helpful, and it actually I found improved the gameplay quite a bit using that particular bit. I mean, this is more of an RPG than I think most people were expecting. It seems very reliant on your level and the level of your gear that you've got. So I often found myself kind of unloading a whole clip into an enemy before they were even going down. And don't know, because it's based on more of a realistic setting than most typical RPGs. I was struggling to sometimes connect what was going on, because shooting someone 30 times and them not dying was a bit jarring to me. How did you find this aspect of the game? Because it is quite different from something we've experienced before.
yeah. Especially considering the other guys hit you twice with a baseball bat and you're on
Yeah,
the deck and you
yeah, yeah,
unload the whole clip into them. Um, I think the thing that might balance that out quite nicely is the I don't know if you saw it on the if you put a silencer on your gun, it reduces your threat by 2.5%
right, okay,
and stuff like that. And I was kind of wondering if they're going to go for an Army of Two style thing, where one of them
yeah,
can have like a gold minigun and just like go
sure,
out blazing tank style,
yeah,
and the other one can kind of be like silencer on his pistol and do the support stuff.
yeah,
And so maybe that's kind of if they're going for that kind of level of play where each of you takes a different role, RPG style, then I guess the bosses have got to be,
yeah,
or even just general like enemies have to be quite substantial to destroy.
yeah,
I think it's like you said, it is really hard to get your head around that these guys are just like run of the mill looters
Yeah, yeah.
looking for like a bread roll or something, and they come at you, and it's taking 5 minutes to kill them with with your machine gun. So,
Yeah.
um, but it depends. It's kind of like realism in computer games a little bit,
Oh
isn't it?
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
how far do you have to take it?
Mhm.
But I've always been more along the lines of the COD kind of style, where
Yeah.
I take one good shot with a rifle and I don't expect to look at the person again.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit strange, but I've also played a lot of RPGs.
Yeah.
So I think if you took the gun out of it and gave the guy a wand or something,
You,
it would feel a bit more leveled
yeah.
out. But yeah, like you said, human versus human, you don't expect to kind of have to plow on quite so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a bit of an adjustment period. Just getting used to just shooting a human and then not going down and going away straight away, like you said. I think it's. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a problem for people playing the game. It might be initially, but once you get used to it and you settle into the fact that you're there to level up your character and improve, them in that aspect, and it's going to increase your damage. That's something that you can look out for. The game itself seems, and the map even in fact is kind of split out into two areas, and there's actually two separate leveling up systems. So you've got the standard kind of non-contaminated area, which takes place I think in the majority of the map, and it has its own leveling system. And then you've got the dreaded dark zone, and that's got all the contaminated area, and that's basically where PvP is. Let's start with the clean part of Manhattan, which seems to house the majority of the quests and story moments. You've got a multitude of quests, missions, and encounters you can take part in. How did you find this aspect of the beta? I mean, you've got a handful to go out and play for yourself.
Yeah, so we went through the campaign to start with.
Mm.
I think it just kind of gives you one main mission basically,
Yeah,
or you run
yeah,
around the city, find a base, and then it shows you what the base is going to do.
sure.
We done the first mission on normal,
Yeah,
still kind of getting to grips with the controls, and we
yeah,
breezed through it. And then we kind of then went leveled up a little bit, went back and done it on hard,
yeah.
and that was still kind of pretty straightforward with two of us.
Right, okay.
So I mean, I know that's the first mission and it's the beta, but it does make you worry if you've got four quite leveled up guys,
Mm,
how easy it is going to be to fly through this stuff.
yeah,
And and being the least kind of talented of my gaming friends, I do wonder if I'll even kind of get a shot on someone at certain points,
yeah,
um, which happened a lot in Destiny. You'll be like a level five
yeah.
playing with whoever, and you basically, you just firing for no reason
You're
at all.
getting
So
you're getting carried through the game, aren't you, at
yeah,
that
exactly.
stage?
So I
And
kind of it'd be interesting to see how they do that. I mean, are they? I don't know if you've read anything about it. So they doing like the Borderlands style
but
difficulty, where if you go into an area as level 20, then
yeah,
all of them are as difficult as that, or is it?
yeah, I don't know. It's a good point you bring up Borderlands, because that scales the difficulty depending on your level and your party. So
Yeah,
the more people you go out with, the tougher it is, and the less people you go out with, you've got less level people. It'll adjust the game essentially on the fly for you. So they've not revealed anything like that, and I think because there's no kind of like big gap between the levels at this stage, it's difficult to say whether
yeah,
it is gonna scale it for you. I hope so, because like you said, there's going to be areas that you can just breeze by. And I think in an RPG, you've got to look at your leveling system and have that as a clear progression. You've got to give more XP for harder kills, and let people level up and experience harder challenges, because you don't expect the game to get easier as you go on, regardless of the
no,
amount of people you get.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean that's something that obviously they're probably looking at fine tuning and balancing during this beta. I'd imagine that's probably one of the key points they want to get out of this, is how easy it is. Because when I was on my own, I found it very forgiving. I was getting away with murder
yeah,
almost, and I
definitely.
got through it without dying. And like I said, I'm not the best shooter, person in the world at all. I was getting away with it, and I didn't get put down. When I did get put down though, that was when I went to the dark zone. So
Yeah,
this seems like the only place where you can. Well, this is the only place where you can kind of bump into other players outside of your party randomly, and to add a sort of an extra layer to the dark zone, friendly fire is on. So it's essentially a PvP environment. Anybody can shoot anybody, and you can kind of form these uneasy alliances of people that you don't know, or you can go in there with your own squad. It seems to have its own leveling system as well. And you're going to find all the good shit in there. It seems they're going to put all the decent and good loot. So I mean, what was your impression of the Dark Zone? It's certainly for me a far more interesting dynamic than what the other part of the map was offering.
yeah. I mean, my original thought was, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
Like, there was one point, I think I'd taken one bit of loot from somewhere. I was finding it hard to even find
loot.
computer-based players to
Yeah,
kill and get loot, and and then there was a helicopter coming in, so we thought, right, okay, get one bit of loot out, see what happens.
Yeah.
And then there's people running around everywhere. And
Yes.
I'm saying to my mate again, right, so if he shoots me, I can shoot him back, right? And he's like, right, well, you've got to be three-quarters dead, and then a skull comes up, and then once the skull comes up, it's got a line underneath it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, right, right, I'm going to just try and get someone to shoot me so I can see what happens. So I'm
Yeah.
just like doing jumping jacks underneath the helicopter trying to get someone to shoot me, and then someone shoots me, my mate shoots him,
Yeah.
we then become rogue
Yeah.
because he hadn't shot me enough, and
Oh
it's just
god.
so confusing.
Yeah.
And there was a few times as well where I'm shooting a computer enemy and someone just runs in front of
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
shoot them in the
Absolutely.
back of the head, and then
And
I
you're
become
rogue.
rogue. Yeah, so there's there's a few bits to tidy up with that. I think the
Yeah.
idea of it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I don't
I've.
think there's a big enough penalty maybe on actually stopping people from becoming rogue,
Mm,
because you could kind of, if there's three of you against two people, you can kill those people, hide for 20 seconds, you're
yeah.
off free.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it seems like the timing on it's not very high. I mean, I first thing I did, I sprinted into an extraction zone where people were trying to get rid of their gear, and I shot them up. You know, started causing chaos. I was rogue, and then I managed to escape that. Then I got put down by someone. I chased them back. They were rogue. Shot them. Some other guy come along and helped. So there's kind of two of us attacking these rogue agents, and then I shot him in the back and killed him, and became rogue again.
yeah,
You know, funny you mentioned Grand Theft Auto earlier. It's the same kind of dynamic in there, where you just think this could be really good if they balance it, because otherwise it's going to be an absolute bloodbath every time you step foot into the dark zone.
yeah, exactly. And you almost get, I don't know if you ever played DayZ on the
Yeah, yeah,
computer, on the PC, but it was very similar. Like I
mm,
started playing it, another game I was rubbish at that my mate was helping me through.
yeah,
But he was like, right, there's a guy coming here. Let's see if we can kind of catch his eye without him wanting to kill us.
yeah,
And then I went back on and played it like 6 months later. Went, nah, just kill him.
yeah,
Everyone's a douche on this server. It's
yeah,
just become this massive PvP kind of, yeah, kind of free for all. So
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how the Dark Zone flips really with that. But it's
Mm.
great. I think it's a great social experiment in a way.
Oh,
That we're
sure,
just
yeah.
watching everyone see who's going to turn on
Kind of
this
just
guy.
looking at each other, aren't you? Going, "What's he going to do? What am I going
Yeah,
to do?" Yeah, it does. It will create some great moments. I'm no doubt that. What I'm really happy about is that they've got PvP with the Dark Zone, but they've also got PvE separate. It's all segregated, so it
yeah,
kind of gives people the option to dip into the Dark Zone rather than it just constantly shitting on your life like DayZ. Like that's like
yeah.
constant. You can't get out of that. That
No,
is the game. So this, at least the divisions, gives you the option to go in there if you want to. Get some extra loot, get some extra leveling up items, and then try and get out of there with your life. But it's not going to be in your face all the time, which I think is a great idea. With all this in mind, we've discussed. Do you feel like this is a co-op only game? Do you think playing it single player, you're not going to get the benefits of what the division has to offer?
it definitely will be for me because
Yeah, I agree.
I just can't see myself kind of going around looking for loot
Well, no,
on my
it's
own.
shit
I
in it on
just
your own. It is
yeah,
shit on your own. You're right.
yeah.
There's
So
no
it's,
NPCs to interact with, so
no.
you're right. Yeah,
Well,
that's
they
a good
just keep
point.
saying the same thing if they do, which hopefully
Yeah,
they improve a bit if it's post beta. But
yeah,
no, I'm very much like that with any shooter I play anyway. Really,
yeah,
it's more about like going around with your mates that you don't
yeah,
get to see that often, and
yeah,
the kind of um, yeah. And it's one of the reasons I'm looking at the game really because I love the co-op gaming thing.
yeah,
So um, you might go on the odd thing to like collect a kind of
yeah.
time-based prize or something, but
Sure.
I won't be out doing hours on my own. No.
No, absolutely not. And based on what you've played, I mean, there's going to be an open beta coming. It looks like later on this month. But do you think you'll be getting this? How likely?
Yeah, I'd probably 90% chance of getting it still. So
Cool.
yeah, unless a big gas bill comes through or something like that, it'll be on the list. Yeah,
Excellent. Well, let's wrap this up. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Let's Talk and this particular sort of a beta breakdown of the division. It's been a pleasure as always. Those you guys at home, make sure you stay tuned to Dimp Digital for more of our gaming content that we're putting up. Nothing more for us to say here though, apart from thanks for your time and ta-da.